How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brown Logan, and today I'm going to talk about Black Panther. This is going to be a general discussion about all the hoopla, the brouhaha, all of that surrounding the movie, the positive, the negative, the good, bad, and ugly. And today, of course, is Friday, February 16th, 2018, the official release date. And we saw it yesterday on Thursday night, right around 7 p.m. The theater we went to was pretty cool. No problems, no weird things going on like the bongos beating or any fists being raised. The video you saw before I started talking in this video, I did not capture that. I just happened to find that online. It's a lot of stuff like that floating around. I guess it depends upon where you live, what theater you went to. I know certain theaters are known for being, quote unquote, black theaters. So you'll see stuff like that. But the one I went to wasn't really like that. Probably about 70-80% white. There were a few of us black folks in there. I saw a few dashikis, but nothing really over the edge. No kind of craziness going on. I didn't see anybody get harassed or confronted for watching the movie. It wasn't really a big deal. We all had a good time in there. It was an enjoyable movie. If you like Marvel movies, if you like Thor Ragnarok, maybe even Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't really like that movie, but if you like stuff like that, but definitely Thor Ragnarok. If you like that, then you'll like this. It's basically in that same kind of vein. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, some of the same story plots and lines in it. It kind of correlates with that, so you're able to get the same experience. It's the same kind of formula from Thor Ragnarok and some of the other Marvel Universe movies. So it was a good time in the theater. When it was a serious moment, we were all kind of somber and quiet. When it was a funny moment, we all kind of laughed together. It was fun. It was a good time. So I recommend you see this in the theater before Blu-ray time or Netflix time, because it is a good experience. Now, to talk about some of the surrounding drama, let's talk about the positive things first, or the funny things first. You've seen some of the memes. You've seen some of the pictures already, and I'll post a few of those on the screen before you. You've seen the Coming to America stuff, and there was one scene in the beginning. I'm not going to spoil it, but it was one scene in the beginning that reminded me of Coming to America, but nothing to the extent of going to the theater with a trench coat and a faux lion skin drape on your shoulder. Nothing like that was going on. Some of the the West African garb, the dashiki type stuff. I mean, I don't know where that's coming from. A lot of soft cosplay was happening in some of these theaters, and some outright cosplay was happening, complete with a musical choir type thing was happening. I suspect, I'll call it right now on this video, you're going to see some dance routines and also cosplay, not just of T'Challa, the main character, or Eric Killmonger, who is the antagonist of T'Challa, played by Chadwick Boseman and Michael B. Jordan, respectively. Not just them, but also the all-female guard of Wakanda. You'll see cosplay of them. Also, some of the other characters like Forest Whitaker's character, Angela Bassett, who played T'Challa's mother and T'Chaka's widow. You'll see people cosplaying her and many other characters in the film, maybe even some of the non-Wakandan people, like the white guy who came in there and helped, the fighter pilot. Like I said, I'm not spoiling anything, but I'm just saying who's in the movie and what's going on. You will see some of that, so just look forward to it. The meme potential of things that are going on right now is just, it's just golden. I cannot wait. So just the memery, the hilarious videos I'm going to see, stuff like that is definitely a positive that I've gained from this movie. Now, let's talk about the hype. Let's talk about people saying that this movie is going to be revolutionary for the black community. People saying that, well, Marvel should break off 25% to support black community interests. I mean, first of all, I don't know who came up with that petition or GoFundMe, whatever that was, about the whole 25%, the Break Bread Marvel, hashtag Break Bread Marvel. I don't know where that came from. I think I first saw that on Complex. I would not be surprised if that came from Complex themselves to try and drum up some revenue for themselves or to create some hype for the movie more than what is already existing. Because I don't know if Complex is involved with Marvel in any kind of way from a parent company. I don't know what's going on with that, but it just seemed kind of fishy. It was really weird. And I don't think that the movie has any obligation to be funding things in the black community. If any of the actors or actresses in the movie want to do that on their own accord, and that's their business. In the movie, however, it was kind of ironic, but not really, that towards the end, they were talking about stuff like that. Like I said, I'm not trying to spoil it, but there was some pro-black activism in the movie. However, it did not overshadow the movie. It was not an annoying thing. When I heard it, and the few times I did hear it, it was kind of funny. You know, I was laughing. We were laughing about the whole situation. Now, as far as the SJW stuff in the movie, it was mostly presented from the standpoint of the antagonist, Eric Killmonger, played by Michael B. Jordan. So I appreciated that because it didn't make it seem like this is a normal thing for black folks to be involved with. This whole, you know, my ancestors were at the bottom of the ocean. Your ancestors, talking to white folks now, your ancestors owe me this, they owe me that, they stole from me. That comes from the antagonist. It seems like this is the villain talking. The best part about the movie was the action and some of the more normal dialogue between the characters. Good movie. Was it the best movie ever? No. Was it a bad movie? No. Would I watch it again? Yes, especially on Netflix. Absolutely. Would I buy it on Blu-ray? Maybe. Now, as far as anything bad that happened outside of the movie, maybe relating to some of the SJW stuff that was in the movie and also outside of it, I've not really heard a lot about that. I have heard some people say that they got harassed, like outside the movie theater when they were on the Uber to pick them up. People were getting harassed, you know, white folks, you know, go home, white boy, that type stuff. But in the theater I was in, none of that was going on. It was mostly white. So that may have been it, but it was a lot of black folks there still, and it was no problems. I'm in the South right now. I'm in Tennessee, close to Georgia. So, you know, I didn't see any kind of racism. I've not heard anything about that on the news or from anybody that I know that is around here. Now, a lot of reviewers are giving this movie undue marks. They posted a video on Twitter talking about Michael B. Jordan as Eric Killmonger may be the equivalent to Heath Ledger's Joker. No. Heath Ledger in Batman, The Dark Knight as Joker transformed, like that was a transformative role. It was a much more involved role. Eric Killmonger was the antagonist to T'Challa's protagonist, played by Michael B. Jordan and Chadwick Boseman, respectively. However, they were not necessarily the central parts of the movie throughout, like Joker and Batman were in Dark Knight, if you understand what I'm saying. Because look, Killmonger came like towards the middle of the movie, maybe even later on in the movie, as more of an important role. You saw him throughout the movie, but he had just kind of a passing role in certain scenes. So to say that he was the equivalent of Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight as a Joker didn't make any sense logistically, nor did it make any sense from the actual performance. Now, he did a good job. Don't get it wrong. Everybody did a good job in their role, but, you know, more as supporting cast members, not as like the central piece that made the movie. That's just not what it was. It was an ensemble cast, and it was a group effort to make the whole thing rock. So a lot of the, you know, shining crazy reviews, no, I think it's just people going overboard for a good movie, just trying to virtue signal. Now, my question would be, is it going to do good in Asia? They do have a part in the movie where they're in South Korea. I predicted that on this channel. I think I said that in a live video, one of my ABL lives. I said they're going to be speaking Mandarin in China in the movie, but I was not quite 100% right. I was close enough. They were speaking in Korean in South Korea instead. You saw a lot of Korean signs in their language. I knew they would do that because in order for you to have a movie with this kind of budget, $200 million, to make that money back and to get a very big profit margin, you need to appeal to the Asian market. And it's kind of hard to do with a black film, because I heard in Star Wars they had to reduce the size of John Boyega's picture in the movie poster to appeal to China. They don't really want to see black folks like that, and that's fine. That's their business. They want to see more of themselves as Asians and maybe some white people, but anybody else, they're not really with it. And that's just kind of what it is. But overall, I had a good time. I didn't see any harassment. The SJW stuff was there, yes, but it was not totally distracting. I think it was kind of fair because towards the beginning, some alt-right folks might have liked this movie. They may have praised it because of what they were talking about. They were saying, no illegal immigration type stuff. They're not really trying to help the outside world. They want to have tight borders, a closed society. That's how they're able to thrive and live. They don't want to embrace multiculturalism. That's not really their way. They kind of steer away from that a little bit throughout the movie. So people that praised it in the beginning may not do as much towards the end. But I thought it was fair. He was trying to be the king of Wakanda. He was trying to be more of a centrist, just trying to strike deals, kind of like Trump is. And that's why a lot of people say that T'Challa, the king of Wakanda, is like the Black Trump or the African Trump, whatever you want to say, because much of what Trump is doing parallels the whole trying to cut deals and split down the middle that T'Challa did in this movie. So that's pretty much all I got to say about it. What do you think? Have you seen the movie? Are you going to go see it? And if you're going to go see it, tell me why. If you're not going to go see it, please tell me why. Are you turned off by some of the SJW stuff that may be in the movie? Are you turned off by the prospect of potentially being assaulted or harassed because of your skin color? Because you may not like certain parts of the film, or certain parts of the film may be directed towards you. There was a little bit of anti-white, just a little bit. It was just as much anti-white as there was kind of like anti-African American. And if you are a Black person and you understand the difference between Blacks in America and Africans in Africa, especially those that are immigrants that come over here to the U.S., you definitely see it. But like I said, it was not enough to really distract from the movie. There was actually even some anti-African stuff. But like I said, nothing really that's that big of a deal. It won't really distract you from being able to enjoy the film. If you enjoyed Thor Ragnarok, if you enjoyed Captain America, Civil War, Avengers, X-Men, any of the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, I think you'll enjoy this. So whatever your comments are, let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.